Hi guys, in this video I'm going to keep it all about sports photography and specifically the accessories I use when shooting sports here in England. Now I shoot predominantly football, so keep that in mind when you are watching this video, but I believe a lot of these accessories are perfect for just about any type of sports photography, indoor and outdoor, with the exception of possibly one. Now this is going to be my top 5 accessories. If you want to list the top 25 accessories that I use as a photographer, check out the link in the description below. That'll take you to my website, which has got the full exhaustive list and more information on where you can buy each of those things. But right now, let's jump in on the top 5. Number 1 is a stool. Now, in my opinion, outside of your cameras and lenses, there are a few more important things when you're shooting sports than a stool. When I shoot football matches, I am crouched down at pitch side, and without a stool, I'm going to get bad knees. I'm just not going to be very comfortable or also very stable when using some of those bigger cameras and lenses. So what stool do I use? This is my 10th year of photographing professional football, and I think I've been through a good 6 or 7 stools at least. Most of them either broke, some were discarded due to being incredibly uncomfortable, but I have now settled on one that I've been using for the past 2 years. So this is my current stool, and you might have seen it in a recent video I did of a pre-season friendly at Southport. It mimics the design of a more expensive version. I can't remember what that's called. It's about 70 or 80 pounds. But I picked this up on Amazon in May 2021 for £26.99. It's still going strong 2 years later, hasn't broke, and does get battered around by way of going to matches and slinging it around with my gear and throwing it back in the boot. Countless times a week over the course of 2 years, it gets a lot of battering. As I say, it is still going strong. Be aware though, this is a second version of the stool. So I did have one that I bought in December 2020, I think it was. It lasted like 4 or 5 months before it snapped. I'm not a small guy, that might have had something to do with it, but it was a bit of a flimsy design, whereas this one is a lot more robust. Now on the description at the time when I bought this on Amazon, it did say this was a second generation. And even though the brand was different, if you search for telescopic stools on Amazon, you'll see they all look pretty much the same. So anyway, this one, a second generation one, it is really robust. It folds up nice and small, so it's nice and portable and mobile for you to either swap ends or pack it with your kit in your case or in the boot of your car. The only complaint this stool may have, not from me personally, but I have seen a couple of people in my comments and also talking to a few other guys around and about when out shooting, is it's not the most comfortable. It is just a hard plastic surface that you are sat on. And if you're shooting for a couple of hours or longer, then that can very quickly become uncomfortable for some people. I have seen photographers with similar stools who have got a little soft cushion to go on top, so that might be worth you considering if you need to. I'd say I love the stool. It folds down or spins down, it's mobile, it's lightweight, and it does the job perfectly. I'm not a small guy, it supports me perfectly. It allows me to sit at different heights as well, depending on how high the hoardings are or what situation I'm in. So my stool is definitely one accessory I could not do without. Now, number 2 on this list is rain covers. Now, I said at the outset, these were all accessories that could be used by photographers even shooting indoors, with the exception of one, and rain covers is obviously that one. And with most camera bodies now being either fully weather sealed in the kind of case of the Canon 1DX range and the comparable Nikon range, also if not fully weather sealed, then many are water resistant or have some level of waterproofing. Even so, putting a rain cover on your camera and lens, I think, is a real important thing to do. And a couple of times a season, I'll always forget or think a shower will pass or I get caught out. And I hate having to dry all the cameras off. You can get mold in them if you don't dry them slowly and at room temperature and all that, and fungus. So it really, really makes a difference to wrap your lens in and your body, your lens and your body, in a nice big rain cover if you do have rain coming. It also makes it easier if you try gripping, if you're trying to zoom in or zoom out on a telephoto lens and you've got rain on it, even the grip on the outside of that lens barrel can become a little bit slippy. And so again, get it in a rain cover so your hands can get underneath, they'll stay dry as well, and it'll be a much better idea. Now, these don't have to set you back lots and lots of money. I got my 2 rain covers off of eBay. One is specifically fits my 70 to 200mm lens, as well as goes over the body at the end, which is currently a 1DX Mark II. And I've also got another cover, again off eBay, less than £20 if I remember rightly, and that covers pretty much all of my 400mm and the body attached to the end of that. The only bit of the 400mm it doesn't cover is that massive lens hood that goes on the end, but that is just a bit of steel that you can clean or dry pretty easy with a cloth, and I'll touch on something to do that with in just a few minutes time. Number 3 is lens wipes, cleaning wipes for your lenses and cameras. Now, I buy these in boxes of about 200 from Amazon. I use a brand called Zeiss. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And they also have really neat cleaning sets available from this brand. I've got a cleaning set from them, I think I paid about £30 for several years ago. And when I say use cleaning wipes, I'd also recommend having an air blower in your bag as well. Now what this does, I normally have at least 5 or 6 little lens wipes. They come in little sachets, like really small. I usually have at least 5 or 6 of those in my camera bag and the little air blower that I'll show on screen here. And the value of having those is when you're out and about and you're shooting, if you do get a bit of dust or mud or something on your lens, you can blow it off and then wipe it off as well. I did a World Rally Championship a good few years ago, and when a car had passed, I obviously sheltered my body and everything once a car passed, but I got a bit of mud up when I turned back what I thought was long enough time for everything to pass and the stones to die down. I got a piece of mud still fly up and land plumb into the glass on the end of my 70 to 200mm lens. Now, I was really lucky that did not have any stones in, but the point is having a load of lens wipes in those muddy conditions allowed me to use quite a few of them to wipe carefully that mud off the lens and make sure it was nice and pristine to continue shooting on. Also, you don't want to be leaving anything like mud and rainwater on your lens glass, because while you probably will get it clean, it's going to be tougher to get off, and you don't want to risk pressing too hard and perhaps rubbing anything into that precious glass on the end of your lens. Also, another really low budget cleaning accessory that I try to always keep in my camera case is some kitchen paper, so kitchen towel. And I'll usually try and keep at least 3 or 4 sheets of this just folded up in a little pocket off to the side. Now the reason for this is I don't use it ever to clean like any of the glass on the lenses or anything like that. But in terms of external lens barrels, maybe your laptop case, the shell, sorry, or the camera body, to have something where you can get the bulk of the water off without touching any of the fine parts is really useful. And so kitchen paper or kitchen towel takes up next to no room. It's really cheap to get. I normally try and tear a couple of pieces off once I've used some, so I've always got some. And it's amazing how often it comes in useful. Even if not for your bodies and lenses, if you get a bit of mud on your fingers or water on your fingers from shooting outdoors, especially in the winter, being able to just wipe them clean and dry really conveniently and then get rid of that into a bin is really convenient. So I'd recommend, in terms of all the budget stuff you'll be recommended for photography, some pieces of kitchen towel in your case is probably going to be the cheapest accessory you can take with you. Okay, number 4 is a power block, and this is primarily for your laptop. So give you my background on this and why I think this is so important, and it never leaves my camera case. I'm a MacBook user, and if any of you guys also use a MacBook, you might notice when you're shooting in cold, wintry conditions that your Mac will appear to crash. It will shut down even when you've got maybe 30, 40, 50% battery left on. I used to think it was a problem with the Mac itself, but when I posted this on Twitter a few years ago, a few photographer friends and followers replied and said, no, this is actually meant to happen. It's a design feature from Apple that when it's too cold, the Mac will shut down. There is luckily a remedy for that, and that is if it's plugged into a power supply, then it won't shut down, it'll continue to run. Therefore, I bought this RAV Power power brick off Amazon, I think it was, a couple of years ago. It might have been direct from the supplier, I can't remember, I'm afraid. However, point is, I got this. It allows you a 3-prong plug to plug directly into the top there. And in addition to that, you can plug USB devices or USB-C devices in as well. Now, you can charge this at home. It takes a couple of hours. I use the power pack from my MacBook to charge this power brick up, because otherwise you have to buy the charging cable separately, but it works a charm. I'll give it a full charge and then leave it in my camera case until I need it. So if you've got to edit or wire on location or pitch side or at an event, maybe you're working on a wedding, for example, and you need to guarantee you've got power supply for your laptop all day, then getting a good quality power brick that has got enough power in it to really give you a few hours of power on your laptop is a great idea. My RAV power brick is a great one for that. And last but not least, number 5 for this list is a high-speed card reader. That is assuming you're not already kind of transmitting your images wirelessly from your camera into your laptop. Many of us will have a fairly quick memory card that we've bought to kind of get the most out of our camera and reduce things like buffering and different things when writing images on the camera to the memory card. However, when we stick that into our computer to transfer the images, we still need a decent speed in order to be able to ingest those images. Now, I use this brilliant Lexar memory card reader for probably I've had 2 of them. They probably lasted in total about 8 or 9 years. I finally had to replace it a few months ago, or the second one a few months ago. And that is because I can't see this current Lexar memory card reader for sale anymore. It looks so it's been discontinued and replaced by a newer model. So what I've used instead is this one I bought from Amazon. It's not super quick, but it does do the job satisfactorily. But my point is, just don't get a really slow budget memory card reader, because at some point you will be cursing it and wishing you'd gone for something a bit quicker to help keep that workflow nice and quick. Look out for things like a minimum of USB 3.0 in terms of compatibility, because if you've got that on your laptop, again, you don't want to be plugging in a card reader that is super slow and slower than USB 3, because you're just going to be wasting time. And for the sake of a few more pounds or dollars over the time of the product, it will pay you back. All right, so that's my top 5 accessories that I use as a sport photographer. If you want to see a list of all the kind of accessories I use, the top 25 sports photography accessories, I've compiled that into a big article on my website. There's a link in the description below, as well as some product links to the products I've discussed on this video. If you use a great memory card reader that is probably better than the one I'm using right now, let's hear your suggestions in the comments below. Other than that, I'd love you to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.